Hey guys, it's Chris. I'm the PDX Picker, and today I wanted to go over some of the things that sold for me on eBay over the weekend. These are some great items to pick up and be on the lookout for when you're out and about doing your sourcing in the wild, trying to find things to buy and resell for profit. So follow along with me. I will take you along in the process on how I pull items that were ordered and get them ready to pack and ship. And you can see kind of the chaos that I am working in while I wait for my shop slash shed slash business headquarters to be built. I'm still early on in the process, quite early. I'm still in the permitting process. So it's going to be a while, and until then, I am dealing with space constraints and space issues, but I'm doing my best, working with what I can. Let's go ahead and pull the orders that I had over the past couple of days. So this first item is in box 27. So here's a quick overview of my disaster area. That's, for the most part, here is my listed inventory, and here is my death pile. My death pile is egregiously large, but it is what it is. So, all right, the first item that sold is right here in box 27, and it is this Game Boy Advance case right here. Found this at a yard sale a couple of weeks ago. Bought it for $1, maybe $2, and listed it or sold it for $15 free shipping. So not a huge moneymaker on there, but even at $2, it's super light. It's probably only going to cost me $4 to $5 to ship it. So it's probably an $8 profit on that one. So can handle that all day for sure. All right, this next item was something that I showed sourcing on my last video that I just posted. And it is so recent that I haven't had a chance to even move the box into my long-term storage area. But it is this Orvis fly box. So it's this box of 12 flies that I bought for $1, and I had no idea on the comps for it. Couldn't find anything listed anywhere similar to that. Maybe I just wasn't looking hard enough. Listed it for $24.90. It sold within a day or so. And there was a comment on my last video from somebody that said, based off of the age of the flies, I could have gotten over $100 for the item. So maybe chalk that up as a fail. I don't know. I'll take it as a minor win, because I did sell it for $25 and I only bought it for $1. So next item is a pair of shoes that I bought at a garage sale a couple of weeks ago. There are some Hokas, and they were new without the box. And they're new without the box, and you can see them right here. Nice pair of Hokas. I listed them for $110. Hadn't got a whole lot of interest on it. They had been listed for close to a month, but I did have 2 watchers on it, and I decided to send out an offer to the 2 watchers for $90 each. Didn't hear back from either of them and ended up selling it the next day full price. So just one of those quirky things that that happens when you're kind of getting semi-desperate on moving some inventory, and you send out offers, but then somebody buys it full price anyway. So these are, I think, good examples, I would say, of some of the things that I source and have success with. I've had a lot of success this summer with shoes, especially shoes that are in really good condition. Of course, that kind of goes without saying that condition matters on almost anything. but definitely true for shoes. So I have made an effort to really focus on just getting shoes that are in the best quality and not worrying about the things that I maybe have to do a lot of work on unless they are super cheap or they're a really good brand that I think will sell. Like, for example, I'm working on a pair of Danner boots that were quite dirty, and I think I bought them for just a couple of dollars, and I think I'll be able to get $70 or $80 for them. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that one because I thought it was worth a little bit of elbow grease to get a good end product. So, but so yeah, shoes have been really successful for me. These unique, I always look for kind of unique items from brands that are well known, like Orbis. If this maybe wasn't a brand that I'd heard of, I might not have bought it, but definitely an easy buy at $1, even with this condition issue on the case here. And then this kind of stuff is, to me, a no-brainer. Branded gaming merchandise, especially stuff that is retro, like this Game Boy Advance, is going to usually sell quite easily and quickly. So, all right. That was the first 3 items. Let's go to the next one. This is an item that I purchased earlier this year. What box was it in? Box 15. I purchased it earlier this year, but it was after football season. And because of that, I think maybe it was a little bit outside of the window for buyers. It is a Philadelphia Eagles sweatshirt, and I bought this with a lot. Oh, poop. I bought this with a lot of other Eagles items. Eagles happen to have a successful last season, making it to the Super Bowl. Didn't quite win it, but it seemed like a good team to be on the lookout for. So this was a Nike on-field apparel hoodie sweatshirt jacket. So I think I bought this for maybe $6 or so. Because again, I bought it in a lot with a bunch of other Eagles things, so I can't tell you the exact price that I bought it for off the top of my head. But sold it, or I had it listed for $50 and had a lot of interest in it. Went ahead and took an offer for $40 on it over the weekend. Even though probably if I'd held out for another week or two, or another month or so with football season starting up, probably would have been able to get full price for it, because there just aren't a lot of those listed right now. But figured the $40 now was better than waiting on it. Item that sold was a really good find that I had at a yard sale a couple weeks back. I stumbled upon some unique makeup. So I can't remember which one this is. So somebody maybe was a former rep for Unique, and so they had quite a bit of their inventory left over that they were just trying to get rid of. And I bought, I think, 35 items that were left over for a total of right around $2.50 each. I paid $80 for the 35 items, and it turned out to be a really good buy. So this little box it's a stick foundation, and sold for $49, free shipping. So definitely a good pickup for that one. So if you can find new makeup that is name brand, especially in a situation like this, maybe where it's somebody who was a former rep or for whatever reason they just have a bunch of it, it will sell pretty quickly. I've already sold over half those items. It hasn't even been 2 months, and so I've made probably $1,000 off of that $80 so far. So it's definitely a good find for sure. I was quite happy about that. So be on the lookout for unique products. And by unique, I mean the brand name. Younique is the brand of this particular makeup. And turned out to be a great pickup for me. So, all right, next item. Funny little story with this. It is to me, it's a lesson on supply and demand. So this is in box 27. So this is in that last video that I just posted, I sourced a Barbie, a couple of Barbies. I'm gonna set down the camera while I. All right, so I got this pulled out. It is a kind of a retro Miss Astronaut Barbie, retro reproduction, I should say, from 2009, and this was something that I listed. I bought it for $5, actually even a little less than that. I think it was about 4 Barbie sets for $15, so whatever 15 divided by 4 is. And when I went to list it, there aren't a lot of comps, there aren't a lot of listings out there for these, and the ones that are listed are new in the box. But there had been a couple that had sold. So I think in the last 90 days, the ones that had sold, I think maybe, let's say 4 had sold, but of those 4, 2 of them were out of the box. Kind of gave me the impression that maybe this is just one of those Barbies that for some reason people wanted to display out of the box more. So for whatever reason, when I listed this, I listed it for $59, which is actually what the new in the box ones were selling at. And I think it might have just been a happy accident, to be honest. I don't know for certain why I listed it for that amount, but I did, and I didn't have a whole lot of activity on it. I had a couple watchers. And then I had somebody message me on Friday, and basically, I'll read the message to you because the person messaged me and said, "Hi, so obviously she's not in the box, and in comparison, this is overpriced for new in the box. Does it even come with the box? And for missing an item," because I was missing the flag that comes with it. "For missing an item, I feel like this is also overpriced. Is this negotiable? Because ones that have never been opened are selling at this price." And other than the kind of maybe confrontational tone in the message, the only take from that is, all right, well, it sounds like maybe you're interested. So I just replied by saying, "What would you be willing to offer?" And I didn't hear back from the person. And similar to the shoes, the Hoka shoes, the day after I got this message, I ended up selling the item for full price, $59. And again, I think it just comes down to supply and demand. There is just not a lot of these listed. And so the supply is extremely low and the demand is enough that, sure enough, somebody was willing to pay full price for it. So moral of the story is, don't let people try and bully you into asking or lowering your prices, or for making you think that that what you have, your merchandise, your inventory, it doesn't have value, because if there aren't a lot of them out there, then that demand can definitely boost the prices on it. So I thought that was just a fun interesting lesson that came from that. All right, this is an item that I just also listed, and another cool thing about the power of trying to find unique items out there. In this case, I'm not meaning Unique, the makeup brand. I'm meaning unique as in rare, or just things you don't come across too often. So this item that sold, I hope you can see that, is a Golden Gate Bridge rivet, installed 1936, replaced 2002. It's on this acrylic base, so it's kind of a paperweight. that's how I had it listed, as a Golden Gate Bridge Rivet paperweight. Bought it for $1 and sold it for 40. So, and did not have to wait long at all to sell that item. So, again, it's just one of those. I you know, I live on the West Coast, but I've never seen a Golden Gate Bridge rivet anywhere, and it turns out there are quite a few listed. By quite a few, I mean more than 10, which is a lot in my opinion, because there's only so many rivets that can come from the Golden Gate Bridge. But anyway, it was unique to me. I thought it was cool, so I bought it, and sure enough, that was a great return on that one. So this next item is, I think, definitely something you should always be on the lookout for when you're sourcing, because these sell really fast for good money, and I would just call them, to me, they're a new staple of my reselling career, because they're just always good quick sellers. And those are these old vintage-ish battery chargers. So I bought that for I try not to pay any more than $10 for sure, and sometimes I see them for sale for $2, $3. I want to say this one was $5 when I bought it, and all you got to do is clean it up, plug it in, make sure it still powers on, and those are going to sell really quick. So sold that one for $47.95 plus shipping, and had it listed for just at the most a couple of days. So they are quick sellers for good money, and for sure something that I always would recommend you be on the lookout for when you're out there sourcing. All right, next item that I bought, or that I sold, I should say, was a golf club that I sourced from the Goodwill outlet a few weeks back. Most of my sourcing at Goodwill outlet is done in the winter time, because I use that to fill the void of yard sales, since there are essentially no yard sales in my area in the winter because it's rainy and cold. So I normally go to Goodwill outlet to find my sourcing, but actually I stopped here at the outlet maybe a month and a half, just for a change of pace, and found this item, actually several of these items, and it's a golf club, and it is a tailor-made burner club. So it's a tailor-made burner club, burner driver in this case. It's left-handed, and I would always recommend that if you find left-handed golf clubs that are name brand and in semi-decent condition, I would definitely recommend getting those, because that is definitely a supply and demand issue. There are just not as many left-handed clubs made, because there aren't as many left-handed golfers, and so they can definitely sell quickly, or relatively quickly anyway. So I had this one listed for about 6 weeks and sold it for $69, free shipping. Shipping on this is not going to be that bad, probably in the neighborhood of $10 at the most. It does come with the head cover, which was a nice bonus. I thought about separating and selling this on its own, but it's not in super great condition. It's just got some age to it, so I thought might as well just kind of use it as a throw-in with this club. So that sold $69, free shipping, and not something sold while we were here on the while I'm filming. I always like when things sell while we're filming. I sold a cool John Deere pocket ledger from 1936. I'll pull that out just so you guys can see live, previously recorded, what sold on this one. So All right, so I got this pulled. It is right here, this Farmer's Pocket Ledger. So this falls under a couple of different categories. It is a little bit of advertising ephemera, and it has compliments of Canby Hardware and Implement in Canby, Oregon. This is from the 1935-1936 time period, and inside it is John Deere related, so that's one of the bigger draws. It's got a lot of the John Deere models for farm implements and things back then. And then it has these ledgers for the receipts for the farmers to keep track of expenditures and receipts. So it's got also just some historical ephemera. You know, there's a lot of different levels of collectors that might be interested in this. These are not fast sellers, and condition, of course, is always an issue, and this is not in the best condition. The cover has separated from the rest of the body, or rest of the book, but I sold it for $30, and I think I bought these for right around $1 each, so there's a lot of profit in it. It's just one of those you have to sit on for a while, which is fine because they don't take up a lot of room. So it's okay to have to wait here and there because it's easy to store them. So, all right, so there's one more item that I will pull on this order, and that is a box of music box discs that I purchased quite a while back, maybe a year ago, and they are slow sellers, but a lot of profit in those as well. So I bought I think 8 of these boxes along with a music box that unfortunately didn't work all that great, but it's a Thorns music box. And if you do happen to come across these and the person selling it doesn't know what they have, you can usually get a really good deal on them. But I bought this for $80 for, you know, the 8 boxes and the music box. And this is what it looks like. Here's the box. So that's the brand, just Thorns. And these are music boxes that use these discs to actually play the music. So it's pretty cool. The discs look like a mini CD or like mini records or a CD or something. Metal, and they have the holes in there. And here's just a box of, I think there's 10 in here, and you kind of see inside there all of them. So each of these plays a different song. And this box sold for $69 plus shipping. So you know, I think I paid about $8 for the box. So those are the just some of the things that sold for me over the weekend. I just kind of wanted to pick some of the better ones. But you know, now that I bring that up, I do also want to point out, and I'll pick a few of some of the not great items, because not everything is always about selling. You know, buying something for $1 and selling it for 40. Sometimes you buy something for $2 and sell it for $6. And that is the case with these VHS tapes that I bought at the Goodwill outlet a few weeks back. I thought I got in this little section of 80s VHS tapes, and me kind of being an 80s guy, I maybe had my own nostalgia kick in a little too much when I was buying these. So I sold these 3 VHS tapes: St. Elmo's Fire, a Top Gun, St. Elmo's Fire, a Top Gun. Here's the St. Elmo's Fire, and the Never Ending Story. So sold those for $6 plus shipping. So I bought those by the pound, and I think they weigh about 2 pounds, so I probably spent $3 on that and sold them for $6. So I had them listed for a while, took an offer because at this point I realized it probably wasn't the best pickup. So I think it's better to get the space cleared so I can hopefully fill my shelf with better, higher dollar items. So let's end the video on that one. That way you'll know that. And so let's end today's episode on that. So you got kind of the full spectrum picture there of the highs and the lows of reselling, and a couple of lessons I hope that at least that I've learned over the past week or two, and hopefully you found some value in that, in some of those lessons that I've learned as well. So thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if it was something that you found value in. Consider subscribing as well. I'm hoping to continue to put out more and more content like this in the future. So thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great day.